Well, hello there, Konnichiwa, and good morning to you all. So, this will be my review for episode 12 of Kakumeiki Valvrave, or Valvrave the Liberator, and also my final impressions on the first season. So, well, we have another amazing episode of Valvrave in this one. Episode 10, 11, and 12 for me by far were the most fantastic episodes they did make on the series. Basically, this episode is the continuation of the previous ones, where the attack of Cain and the Dorshans still is ongoing, and we have that final scene on last episode where Aruto kinda asked Rukino to marry him, but she, well, we could say that she kinda refused in a way. Uh, However, there is another interesting scene right at the start of this episode. Even before the introduction, we have a situation 200 years in the future where we see again Rukino and a little kid that is oddly strange, similar to elves. So, could this be a descendant of elf? Uh, because if this happens 200 years in the future, I doubt that elf is still alive, unless he also became a Valvrave pilot, but I don't think that will happen. And Rukino say one important thing, that the founder, and when she speaks about the founder of the empire, I say that she was referring to LL. I don't know why, but I do believe that she is referring to LL. LL eventually, I guess, he will succeed in his revolution and will take power and will found the Galactic Empire, the third Galactic Empire. And she said that he was helped by Magios, or by the Magios. And at the end of this episode, we learn that Cain, those belong to a group that controls power behind the scenes called Magius, and they basically, apparently, they have the power of immortality or the power to change their appearances, something like that. It's not pretty clear, but I guess that in the second season, the main antagonist will be the Magius. I'm guessing so. It's quite possible that we will learn more on this on the second season that will come out on the fall. And this also explains that strange mark that we did see once that came ad, and why he persistently intends to attack the Model 7017 and try to take over the Valvraves, because he does possess a spirit in a kinda a jewel, and he kinda infused that spirit into a Valvrave that was inoperational. So the Magius, apparently, were the ones that developed the Valvrave technology, apparently, and they lend their knowledge to the Georgians to make their Valvraves. But we also gain outsmarting Elf again, and he shoots Aruto down, but Aruto does not die, and Cain comments, well, he is immortal, so he does belong to the third generation. So I guess Aruto, Rukino, Yamada or Thunder, Inuzuka, and now Akira uh, were all Magius, apparently, because apparently only Magius can pilot the Valvrave. In the list, it appears that is in that way. Uh, they belong to the third generation, so we could assume that they are all immortal, because we see Naruto several times now shoot down and he survives. Even Kane comments that on this, near the end of the episode. We do. This is the third time I think that we see a flash. No, it's not a flashback, a flash forward. Let's say on that, with Rukino in the future, 200 years in the future. And yes, she changed a little. She got a little more older, but she is a young woman. So, and 200 years have passed. So now the question is, will all other pilots, Akira, Haruto, Inuzuka, Yamada, die until they reach that? Will they die fighting against Magius in the second season? Or will they die when Elf kinda tries to make the Galactic Empire? That apparently he did. So when a series great as this one left us with a humongous cliffhanger like this one, well, it's fantastic. Uh, Also, in regards of the episode, the battle scenes and the strategy used by the Dorshans was very good. Eating the Valvraves to render them inoperation is a very good strategy, a very good planning. I don't know if that guy, H. Noon, died, because it was the guy that was controlling the drill, but apparently when Akira entered in Valvrave, there, Akira Valvrave is very interesting. It kind of controls machines and sends views to control that machines. So it's very interesting one. It's a very interesting Valvrave. Uh, Sadly, we only see her a little in action on this episode near the end, because she was trying to save Shoko, because Shoko wanted to save her, and so on. And then I don't know if this guy H. Noon died, because the machine where he was, because we see a scene that he's trying to ejecting that machine and he is not able, or the command is not responding. So I will assume that the guy was blown away to pieces when his machine was destroyed. And then we have LL, that that was defeated by Kane. Naruto was almost killed by Kane. Then Kane take over of inoperational Valvrave and infuses it with another spirit that despises humans. And we see that little girl that is on the machines of the Valvraves of Gior kind of spoke and said Onissen or brought her. So it's interesting. It's a shame that the series ended now, but I'm expecting another fantastic season on the fall series. Now, on my overall thoughts of the series, I love this series. For me, without a doubt, is one of the top 3 series that came out on spring anime season of 2013. It kinda reminds me Gundam in a way, but also the terminology and so on also reminds me Code Geass, and eventually it reminds me a very old anime that I loved also, that it was Legend of the Galactic Heroes. So, but this is very with a recent anime. This is very interesting and possesses some strong similarities with Code Geass, and we cannot forget that I think it's the writer of this series. It was also the writer for Code Geass, so I'm guessing this series Kakumeiki Valvrave will be, when it's over, will be on the level or even be beyond Code Geass. So I simply love the series, love the action, love the mechas, love the theme song. The theme song is fantastic. One very interesting thing that we have on several series on the spring anime season, we have soundtracks and theme songs that stay on our ears, stay on our head. It was fantastic. I love the animation of the series. I love the characters. Uh, we don't see all characters being developed. It's true, but since the second season is in a few months, I do believe that the characters will develop even more. And this basically, I'm seeing this series, and I do believe strongly that this series could probably have more than two seasons. Because these first 12 episodes were kind of the beginning of the story, the introduction of the characters, the introduction of the Valvraves, and so on and so forth. The second season apparently will be fighting against the group that is behind controlling the power on the shadows, the Magus. And I don't believe that we will see on that series LL founding the Galactic Empire. So if he does goes and founds the Third Galactic Empire, I do hope that they do make another all different series, the March of Power of LL to found the Galactic Empire. So I'm hoping that this happen, and I think it's quite possible that this will happen, because if the series, the second season, is so well made and so fantastic, like this first season, I clearly see that there could even be a third season eventually. But we will have to see. And in any case, well, mm, if I'm going to rate Kakumeiki Valvrave from 1 to 10, I will rate it 9.5. Um, like I already said on the previous videos, I don't believe that perfection exists. So, and also, the series, even if it's well developed, the characters, well, we don't have much development on parts of some characters, or even some main characters are not well developed. However, that will be an issue if a second season eventually will come out next year or in 2 years or something like that. Since the second season was already announced for the fall season, I don't see a issue with the characters being not completely or fully developed in this season, because most likely in a few months we most likely will see some of these characters develop a lot more on the second season. So it's not an issue. The overall story, I love these stories: space romance, galactic wars. It's also one of my favorites and reminds me of my past when I was younger. Um, when I see Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Yamato the battleship. uh, and other series in this genre. I loved Code Geass, um, and I know that there are more Gundam. I love the Gundam series. Uh, so this series fits perfectly on my likings. So also I love the factions. I also one thing that I do hope that will happen on the second season is that probably we'll get to know more about the Darshans and how the Darshans work and what is Darshan and so on. I strongly believe on that. Uh, so I love the theme song. I love the battle scenes. They were fantastically done. I love the animation of the Valvraves, their powers. So these are some of the reasons why I give this series 9.5 out of 10. It was an excellent series for an introduction series. That's my strongly belief. This is only the introduction series. I clearly see this series, if kept going on this way, having 2, 3, even 4 seasons. Uh, but that all will depend on what they will do on the second season, obviously. But this series has a lot of potentially to become one of the most marketing series of the 2010 years. I think. I think. Well, in any case, this is my final review for episode 12 and my final impressions on the first season. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay well. Peace. See you soon. Ah, and like always, I would like to thank all my viewers and subscribers that watch my videos, these about this series or about others. And I forgot to make, but I will make it on the Bleach predictions video. I would like to make a thank you to one guy, but I forgot to add that on my review. But in any case, I would like to thank you all my subscribers and my viewers that watch my videos and that like my videos. I hope I fulfill in a way your expectations when watching, for instance, my review for Kakumeiki Valvrave. In any case, I would like to thank you all for your support. And like always, if you have your own ideas, comments, final impressions on the series, please post them on the comments below. Now, that's it. Stay well, peace, see you soon.